Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my class. Just move these chairs so we'll hit them. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my class. It is a 1-hour Vinyasa flow. My name is Carla. I teach every Monday from 4 to 5. So we're going to start with a little warm up and then Vinyasa flow, and then we're going to have a little cool down / Shavasana for about 5 minutes, and then you can obviously continue it once the live stream ends. So to get started, find a comfortable seat on the mat with your sit bones placed firmly down. Place your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale deeply through the mouth. Do that one more time. Let's take a moment to get grounded. Grounding is one of my favorite mindfulness techniques. It really helps me stay in the moment and be present to the here and the now. So the best way to ground yourself is to focus on the here and now. So feel the mat underneath you, supporting you. Feel where your body connects with the mat, connects with the ground. Feel your hands against your thighs. Feel the temperature of the room, how it feels on your body. Maybe do a quick check-in, how you feel, how your body feels, if it needs anything. When you feel a little bit more grounded, take a moment and set your intention for your practice today, whatever that may be for you in your practice. Once your intention is set, you can open your eyes and let's get started. So take a deep breath in, and as you inhale, really push your shoulders all the way up as high as they can go. Lift the chest as you inhale, really stretch out that spine. Then as you exhale, sink deeper into the mat, let those shoulders fall, push them down, and keep lifting that chest. And return the shoulders to center. Just bring them back a little bit, just rotate them. And forward. Just get a little movement. And then come back to center. And we're going to do a little mind-body breath connection. So as you inhale, you want to slowly bring those arms up. And have your arms be following your inhale. So at the top of your breath, you want your arms to be above the head. And then as you start to exhale, you want to float those arms down. And at the bottom of your breath, let the hands touch the mat. Sweep them behind you, and then start your inhale again. We're going to do this about 3 more times, just connecting to our breath. Letting our movements connect to the flow of the body, flow of our energy. And then one more time, sweep those arms up. And then bring them down as you exhale. And come back to center. We want to keep this mind-body breath connection throughout the whole practice and throughout the whole class today. And stretch out the legs in front of you. And flex the feet. Try and bring your knees or the back of your knees down to the floor, down to the mat. Flex those toes. Then as you exhale, point them. Try and bring your toes down to the ground. Inhale, flex. And exhale, point. Now let's spread out those feet. So stretch them out. Should be comfortable, not too much of a deep stretch. You shouldn't be in pain. Place your hands in front of you and take a deep breath in and feel that spine lengthening up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just staying on the pads of your fingertips, you want to walk forward a little bit. Again, not a super deep stretch. We're not really warmed up yet. So when you go as far as you're just feeling a little stretch here, just stay. Take about 2 breaths. And then on our next inhale, we want to walk our hands over to the right side. Right side. You want to put your right hand on the outside of your right leg, left hand on the inside. Again, staying on those pads of the fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Again, lengthen up that spine. And then exhale, bend those elbows and bring yourself forward over that right knee. Feel a good deep stretch in that that left side. And now place that right hand flat on the mat. And as you inhale, bring up the left, up and over. So your bicep is close to the left ear. Take a deep breath in and really feel that left arm stretching over to the right side. And as you exhale, just lean a little bit more over to the right. See if your left hand can grab your toes maybe. If not, just keep it stretching. One that a lot of people don't know is that our side body tends to be a lot tighter than we think it is. And this is actually the reason that a lot of people get injured. So it's really important to stretch those sides out. And as you inhale, bring the body up. Place that left hand on the outside of the left leg and walk that right hand to the inside of the left leg. Take a deep breath in again, lift that chest, lift that spine. And then as you exhale, bend those elbows and bow down over that left knee. Take about 1 breath here. Then place that left hand flat on the mat. And as you inhale, bring that right hand up and over. So that right bicep is close to that right ear. As you inhale, really stretch that that right hand over to the left side. Really reach for that left wall. And then as you exhale, lean over a little bit more to the left side. Really feel that side stretching. Then on your next inhale, lift yourself back up, close the legs, and bring those feet together, bend the knees for butterfly pose. Here, grab the ankles, maybe rock forward a little bit, rock back. Then come back to center and flap your butterfly a little bit. Just bounce the legs, bounce the knees. And then come back to center. Place your finger pads in front of you. And as you inhale, one more time, lift that spine, really feel it lengthen. And then as you exhale, walk those hands forward. When we stretch, you really want to feel as if you're coming forward instead of just straight down. That's going to give you the most effective stretch and prevent injuries. So hold this stretch for about 1 deep breath. And start walking your way back up as you inhale. And then come into table. In table, you want your shins flat against the mat, your hands flat against the mat, and your body in just kind of like a good balance in between the hands and the knees. You want your back to be relatively flat, like a table, with the pelvis to be in a neutral position. Once you're in a good position, we're going to inhale and lift the chest and bring the middle of the spine down towards the mat. Feel that pelvis lifting and pointing down. And then look up, stretch that neck, push those shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, lower the head down, tuck in the pelvis, feel that center of the spine push up towards the ceiling. Really feel those shoulder blades spread. And then inhale, bring the head up, middle of the spine down, arch the back. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Then exhale, bring the head down, tuck the pelvis, spine comes up. Then once more, lift the chest, lift the chin as you inhale. Middle of the spine comes down. And then exhale, push the spine up, spread those shoulder blades, bring the head down. Then come back to a neutral position. And from here, stretch out that left leg. So just the toes are touching, but the knee is straight. And then walk that right hand out so the elbow is straight and just the finger pads are touching. From here, you want to squeeze that core. And as you inhale, lift the foot and the hand. Okay. And just hold this here. Try and stabilize the body, keeping the hips squared. And then as you exhale, bring the hand and the knee down, back to table. Now stretch out that right foot, keeping the toes touching the mat and that knee straight. Then walk that left hand forward so the elbow is straight and just the finger pads are touching. Trying to keep the middle body in the same position it was as table, squeeze the core, and as you inhale, lift the hand and the leg. And just hold here, try and stabilize the body as much as you can. And as you exhale, hand and foot and knee comes down. Now we're going to do a little shoulder and arm work, get those warmed up. So just prepare for a little burn, nothing too crazy. Let's take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, keeping the elbows in close, slowly bring that chest down towards the mat. You want to feel your elbows bending directly back towards the wall behind you. Let the chest and the chin touch. And then as you inhale, push yourself back up. And then exhale, widen the knees a little bit, push yourself back to child. Take one deep breath here. And then as you inhale, back to table. Fix the positioning of the body. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, elbows go back, chest comes forward and down. And then inhale, bring the body back up, straighten those elbows, widen the knees a little bit. And as you exhale, push that tailbone down. You can walk the hands forward a little bit if that feels good. And we're going to do this one more time. Come back into table. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, elbows come straight back. That chest and chin come forward and down. And then inhale, push yourself back up. Widen the knees. And exhale, push that tailbone down. Walk the hands forward. And stay here for one long and deep breath. And staying with the bottom body in the position of child, just walk your hands up and come back into a seated position. You want your knees to be bent and just the tailbone on the floor. From here, you want to hug both of the knees to your chest. Let the feet come off of the floor. And slowly place the hands down by your sides. And as you inhale, lift the shins up or even straighten the legs if you want. Really engage the core here. Feel it squeezing, feel a little heat building. You can do this either with your knees bent and the shins parallel to the mat or with them straight, whatever you want, but straighten is going to be a little bit more difficult. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, keeping that core squeezed, slowly lower those legs, and you can bring the chest back. Then as you inhale, lift the legs, bring that chest up. And we're going to do this about 4 more times. So you can do it on your own or following me. So deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower the feet. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring the chest back, lower the feet. Inhale, bring it all back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come back up. And then 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come back up. And then last one. Inhale and lower as you exhale. Inhale, come back up. Bend those knees and hug them into your chest. Bring those feet down onto the mat. If you have socks on or anything on your feet, or a blanket or anything like that, I welcome you to take them off now. It'll make it a little bit easier for your feet to grip the mat. And come back into tabletop position. And flip the toes so that the bottom of the toes are touching the mat. And on your next inhale, straighten the knees, lift that tailbone high to the sky, and push off of those arms. Spread those shoulder blades and push yourself back. The focus here is a lengthening of the back body. So you really want to feel that spine and that back lengthening. Oh my goodness. And then you want to feel those heels coming and pressing down as that tailbone lifts up. So the back of the legs are lengthening as well. And then on your next inhale, you want to start walking your way up towards the top of the mat, towards your hands. Once your feet reach your hands, opposite hand grabs opposite elbow. Just let yourself hang. Let the weight of your arms just kind of bring the front body a little bit lower. Let the neck relax, hang down. Shake the head no, nod it yes. And then your next exhale, release the hands. Put a slight bend in the knee. And as you inhale, come up, let those arms come high to the sky. When they reach the top of your head or directly over the head, bring those hands together. Take a breath, find your center. And on your next inhale, stretch that spine up high to the sky, lift the chest. And as you exhale, start pushing the pelvis forward And then chest comes back for a little back bend. And then on your next inhale, come back to center. Intertwine those fingertips. And as you inhale, let the palms touch the ceiling. Really push them up. Feel a stretch in the arms and the armpits. And as you exhale, release those hands and clasp those arms behind you. As you inhale, push the arms down and behind. Let those shoulders come back. Let those shoulder blades squeeze and lift the chin. And take a deep breath in, lengthen that spine. And as you exhale, lower the chest down, keeping those hands intertwined behind you. Let them come up and over for a good little stretch of your chest. Let the neck just kind of hang. We're going to hold this for 2 more breaths. And on your next exhale, release the arms, let them come down towards the mat near your feet. Now you want to put a little bit of a bend in your knees. Well, keep bending until your front body is touching the thighs of your legs. As you inhale, you want to sweep those arms behind you. So you're kind of in like a skier's pose. Exhale. And then as you inhale, sweep those arms up so that both biceps are next to the ears and then sink down, lifting the chest, but bringing the pelvis down towards the mat for chair pose. We're going to hold this here for about 3 breaths. So really make sure you're breathing. With each exhale, try and sink a little bit lower. And on your last exhale, let the hands come back down. Let the legs straighten. Place both hands on the mat and walk out into plank. And now we're going to do the same movement of the arms that we did before when we were in table. So first, as you exhale, bring the knees down, flip the toes so the tops of the toes are touching the mat. Send those elbows back, bring the chest forward and down, then the chin. And as you inhale, let the pelvis come down, straighten those elbows, and lift the chest for upward dog. Take a breath here, look up. And then on your next inhale, bend the knees, bring yourself to table. We're going to go straight into dog. So flip those toes again so the bottom of the toes are touching the mat. Straighten the knees, push the pelvis back. And take a minute and really get comfortable in your dog. Really reposition yourself if you need to. Walk your dog out a little bit. So bend one knee, bring the opposite heel down. Then the other opposite heel comes down. Just do this for about 3 or 4 rounds. Just stretching out the back of the legs, the calves and the hamstrings. After your last one, come back to center. And as you inhale, I'm probably going to hit the table behind me. As you inhale, slowly lift up that left leg. Bring it high to the sky. Do some circles with the ankle. Then as you exhale, your knee is going to come into your chest and you're going to push forward. And first, you want the knee to touch your left elbow and then cross that knee over so it touches your right. Then inhale, shoot that foot back up. Exhale, bring it forward. Touch that left elbow, touch that right elbow. Inhale, bring it back up. And do this about 3 more times on your own, following your breath. After your last one, that foot should be high to the sky. We're going to take a deep breath in and keeping that foot straight. As you exhale, you're going to bring the chest forward. So we're in high plank, but that left leg is still up. Just hold here. Try and make sure that those hips are really square so the pelvis is parallel to the mat. Make sure that left leg is straight. Those toes are stretching out towards the back wall. And then as you exhale, slowly bring that leg down. From high plank, as you inhale, push back up to downward dog. And on your next inhale, walk those feet back up to those hands. Put a slight bend in the knees. And as you inhale, bring those arms up and the body up. And then as you exhale, let those arms come down. Take a deep breath in and out. Let yourself get grounded. I find that sometimes when I'm in my practice, I let my thoughts wander, and it's a little hard for me to stay in the moment. So I like to have these little check-ins to try to get myself back into the moment, back into my practice of mindfulness. Wiggle those toes a little bit, see how the mat feels underneath your bare feet. Really build that connection, root those feet down into the mat. Then as you inhale, bring those arms up. So you're making a T with your body. Those arms are parallel with the floor. Shift your weight onto that right foot. Come up onto your left toes. Squeeze the core. And as you inhale, bring up that left knee. Grab it with your left hand. You can keep your right hand out, or you can put it on your hip. I find keeping it out helps my balance. As you inhale, bring that left knee out to the left side. Open the hip. And then exhale, bring it forward. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, bring it out to the side. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale out to the side. Exhale, back to center. Then release the knee, bring that arm back up to a T, and let that left foot sink back down. On your next inhale, sweep those arms up high to the sky, lift the chest, and then as you exhale, sweep the chest down, sweep the arms down. As you inhale, place those hands on the shins, straighten the elbows, and look up, really stretch the spine. Exhale, bring the head, top of the head down towards the mat. Place those hands on the mat. Walk those feet out into a high plank. As you exhale, bring those knees down. Flip the toes so the tops of the toes are touching the mat. Squeeze that core, and on your next exhale, shoot those elbows back, really engaging those triceps, and bring the chest and the chin forward and down. Once they reach the mat, take a deep breath in, push the pelvis down, straighten the elbows, and look up, lift the chest. On your next inhale, bend the knees, bring yourself up to kind of a tabletop. Flip those toes so the bottom of the toes are touching the mat, and we're going to go straight into dog. So as you inhale, straighten those knees, push the pelvis back. Now we're going to do the same thing we did on the left side, but on the right. So as you inhale, slowly bring that right foot up high to the sky. Do little circles with that right ankle. And as you exhale, bring that right knee into the chest and shoot forward. You want that right knee to first touch your right elbow, then bring it over to the left elbow for a little cross. And then inhale, bring that right leg back up. Exhale, bring that right knee forward. Touch the right elbow, touch the left elbow. Inhale, bring it back up. And then do this 2 more times on your own, following your breath. I think I might have already done 2 times, so my bad. On your last one, keep that leg high up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in, and on your next exhale, bring the chest forward and come into high plank with that right leg lifted. Keep that core strong and really push those toes out towards the wall behind you, engaging that right leg. And on your next exhale, bring that leg down. Push yourself back up to downward dog. And on your next inhale, walk your way up towards the top of the mat. Put a slight bend in those knees, and on your next inhale, sweep the arms up, bring the chest up so you're in standing position. And then as you exhale, let those arms sink down by your sides. On your next inhale, lift the arms so that they're making a T. Shift your weight over to that left foot so it's really rooted into the mat. Squeeze that core and come up onto those right toes. Squeezing the core, maybe find a good place on the wall that isn't moving, and slowly lift that knee up. Grab that right knee with your right hand, and as you inhale, slowly bring it out to the side. And then as you exhale, bring it forward. Inhale out to the side. Exhale forward. And then 2 more times on your own. And on your next exhale, float that leg down. Bring those arms high up to the sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, let the chest come down. Let the arms sweep down. And we're going to go into chair again. I know it's not everybody's favorite position, but it's really good for the body. So as you exhale, bend those knees. Let the front body touch the thighs. Sweep those arms behind you. And then as you inhale, sweep those arms up so the biceps are next to the ears and sink down. Feel that pelvis sinking down towards the mat and those arms pushing up towards the ceiling. And we're going to hold this for about 3 more breaths. Really make sure you're breathing. You're not holding tension anywhere except for the legs and the core. Well, I guess the whole body, but just not the face. And then on your last breath, slowly sink your weight into that left leg. And as you inhale, start lifting weight off of that right leg and bring it back. So now you're in high lunge with that left leg in front and that right leg back. We're just going to hold this high lunge for a second, build some heat, stabilize the body. Now we're going to do a couple of twists. So take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine, feel those fingertips shoot up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, twist over the right. Let that left hand touch that left thigh. Right hand touches that right thigh. Bring the head, losing my balance. Look behind you if you can. If not, look forward. On your next inhale, twist forward, bring those arms back up. And hold here for 1 breath. Then take another deep inhale. Feel those arms really stretch up high towards the ceiling. Lengthen that spine, and as you exhale, turn over to the left. Let that right hand come to the left thigh. Left hand comes to right thigh, look behind you. If that works for you, if not, look out to the side. Then on your next inhale, twist forward, bring those arms up. And hold here for one more breath. Sorry, we're really doing a thigh burner here. My bad. This is the last one for a sec, I promise. So take a deep breath in, start shifting your weight forward, so come up onto those right toes. Push most of the weight into that left foot, and we're gonna come back into chair. So as you inhale, lift that right leg up off of the mat, bring it to meet the left, and sink back down into chair. Hold for one breath, and as you exhale, sweep the arms down, straighten the legs. And as you inhale, bring the arms or the hands to the shins, look up, lengthen the spine. Then as you exhale, sink the crown of the head down towards the mat. Place both hands on the mat and walk out into plank. Hold plank for one breath. And then on your next exhale, bring the knees down to the mat, flip the tops of the toes so the tops of the feet are touching the mat. And on your next exhale, you want to bring that chest and that chin forward and down and those elbows back behind you. When that chest and chin reach the mat, inhale, bring that pelvis down, straighten those elbows and lift the chest. Really feel that spine stretching. And on your next inhale, bend the knees, come back into table, flip the toes so that the bottom of the toes are touching the mat. And we're going to straighten the legs, come back into dog or downward dog. Take a moment here, really feel your dog, feel the legs stretching, the back body. And on your next inhale, slowly walk those feet forward towards the top of the mat. Bring the feet a little bit closer together than they were in dog. Bend those knees so that the tops of the thighs are making contact with the front body. And I did say we were doing a little thigh burner. So slowly sweep those arms back behind you. Take a moment, engage those glutes, those thighs, those knees. And as you inhale, sweep those arms forward, sink down. Again, feel that pelvis pulling you down and feel those arms pulling you up. And we're going to hold for 3 breaths. And on your last breath, we're going to sink our weight into that right leg, keeping that knee bent. We're going to lift up off of that left and shoot it behind us. So now we're in high lunge. And here we're going to do a little twist. So take a deep breath in, really stretch those fingertips up high towards the ceiling, stretch that spine. And as you exhale, twist over to the left. So right hand comes to right thigh, left hand comes to left thigh. And then on your next inhale, lift those arms, twist forward, and hold here for 1 breath. And on your next exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. So left hand comes to right thigh, right hand comes to left thigh. And if your balance permits, look behind you. And on your next inhale, bring those arms up. Twist the body forward. And then one more time, shift the weight forward. And I promise we're not going back into chair. Please keep watching. Come up onto those left toes and kind of jump the foot forward. So there's only about 2.5 feet of space, maybe just 2 feet of space. And I don't really know measurements, maybe 2 feet of space in between the legs. And have both of the legs straight. Put your hands on your hips, and you kind of want to rotate those hips so that they are parallel with the front of your mat. And you want to really keep this position so we get the best stretch possible. So as you inhale, lift up those arms. And as you exhale, slowly bring the body forward. And right when you reach a point where the front body is about parallel with the floor, hold for 1 second. Feel that core squeeze. And then as you exhale, keep going down. You want to really feel a nice stretch in the right hamstring here. The best way to get, I'm not going to say best again, but a good stretch is instead of going straight down, you want to go forward. Just keep walking those hands forward as much as you can. Keep feeling like the chest is going up, over, and down instead of straight down. If you want to make this a tiny bit more challenging, you can clasp your hands behind you like we did before and kind of bring them a little bit over your head. Make sure to really keep those hips squared, feel those feet rooted in. And on your next exhale, release those arms. And just kind of hop that left foot to meet your right foot. Once your feet are together, we're just going to quickly hop that right foot back about 2 feet. And as you inhale, come up to a standing pose. Again, put your hands on your hips and try to really square those hips so that the hips are parallel with the front of the mat for the best hamstring stretch possible. And on your next inhale, lift those arms so your biceps are close to your ears. Really lengthen that spine high up towards the ceiling. Lengthen those fingertips, those arms. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come forward. You want to feel those fingertips really stretching, pulling you forward. And then when you reach a point where your body is about parallel with the ground, pause here for about 2 breaths. On your last exhale, keep going all the way down. And keeping those hips squared, lower the front body, forward and down. Keep bringing those hands forward as much as you can. If the stretch is too much, you can just keep closing your stance, like having less space in between the feet. And if you're having a really hard time balancing, the best thing to do would be to widen the feet a little bit. And if you did this on the other side, I recommend you do it on this one as well. So reach both arms behind you, clasp them, and then send them over the head. Ooh, deep stretch. I really don't stretch my hamstrings enough, so I'm really in the same position as you guys. And then on your next exhale, release those arms. And just hop that right foot forward. Have it meet the left. Really ground those feet back into the mat. Put a slight bend in the knees. I promise we're not doing chair again. And as you inhale, sweep those arms up high to the sky. Do a mini back bend here, nothing crazy, just lift the chest, push the tailbone forward. Come back to center, and as you exhale, bring that front body down, sweep the arms down as well. Place both hands on the shins, straighten the elbows, lengthen the spine, and look up. And then as you exhale, bring the crown of the head down towards the mat. Place both hands on the mat and walk out into a high plank. Hold here for about one breath. And as you exhale, bring those knees down, flip the toes so the tops of the feet are touching the mat. On your next exhale, shoot those elbows back and bring the chest forward and down. So the chin and the chest are touching the mat. When they reach the mat, on your next inhale, you're going to bring the chest up, straighten those elbows, bring the pelvis down for downward dog. For the deepest stretch here in the spine, or just kind of like the best stretch, you want to straighten those legs so your knees come off of the ground and keep pushing that pelvis back and kind of lift off of those hands. So only your feet are touching the mat in your hands. On your exhale, bring those knees back down and bring the pelvis up, bend those knees back to table. On your next inhale, flip those toes so the bottoms of the toes are touching the mat. And as you inhale, straighten the knees, push the pelvis back. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift up that left leg high to the sky, bend that knee, push the heel into the glute, and send it over to the right side. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders parallel with the mat. And then as you exhale, bring those hips back to center. Bring that knee forward into your chest, push forward, and place that foot in between the hands. On your next exhale, on your next inhale, you're going to rotate that back foot back so it's perpendicular to your front foot and parallel to the back of the mat. As you inhale, you're going to, keeping that left hand or those finger pads on the outside of the left leg, you're going to sweep that right hand up, perpendicular with the floor, and you're going to look up at your thumb for a quick side angle. Now really ground the feet, build some heat, engage the legs, and on your next inhale, you're going to lift up the chest and the front body and really stretch out those arms so that they're parallel to the floor. For warrior two. On your next inhale, you're going to reach forward for the wall in front of you. Just keep reaching as far as you can go. When you've gone as far as you can comfortably go, bend that left elbow, place that left forearm on the left top of the thigh. And as you inhale, bring that right arm up and over. Really stretch it so it's reaching for that front wall. And bring that right bicep close to the right ear. You want to engage the core a little bit here. You can release that left hand, just kind of have it sink or sweep like behind you. Or if you want to really engage the core, Oh, I'm shaking. Bring that left hand up to meet the right. And then as you inhale, bring the arms up. Sink them down so they're parallel to the floor once more. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, reach behind you. For a little back bend, when you've gone as far as you can go, place that right hand down on the right thigh or like calf. And then as you inhale, bring that left arm up high to the sky. You can bring it a little bit over if you need to, but it can just be parallel with the floor or perpendicular with the floor. Make sure you're keeping that front knee bent. We're keeping the integrity of warrior two. And on your next inhale, bring those arms back up so they're parallel with the mat. On your next inhale, straighten that front knee. We're gonna reach forward once more. Let the back hip kind of pull back here. And then as you exhale, lower that left hand down. Bring it to your shin or your knee. Not your knee, oh my God. Your shin or your thigh. Or you can just have it hanging loose if you want a good core burn. And as you inhale, bring that right hand up. And look up at that right thumb. And as you exhale, instead of coming back up, you're gonna sweep that right hand down, lower the body down, rotate that left foot so it's parallel with the right foot, opposite hand grabs opposite elbow, and let yourself hang down. And on your next inhale, come back up, walk your hands over to the right side, rotate that right foot so it's perpendicular to the left, walk your hands, or that right hand so it's on the outside of the right foot, bend that front knee so your shin is completely perpendicular to the floor or the mat. Really press those right finger pads down into the mat. And as you inhale, slowly sweep up that left hand. Look up at your left thumb. And here we're going to engage the legs, engage the thighs. Really feel those feet root down into the mat. And as you inhale, bring the arms up and the body up into warrior two. And same thing as we did on the left side as we take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, reach that right hand forward towards your now front wall. When you've gone as far as you can go, bend that right elbow, let it touch the top of the right thigh. Sweep that left hand up and over so your left bicep is close to the left ear. Really reach for that right wall with your left hand. And again, if you want to do some crazy core here, you can lift up that you can lift up that right hand to meet the left. Just kind of a quick core burn. And release the right hand if it was connected to the left. And as you inhale, bring those arms back up, back to warrior two. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, reach for the now back wall. Reach as far as you can behind you, keeping that front knee bent. Let that left hand come to the left thigh or left calf. Bring that right hand up. You can bring it up and over a little bit if you want. Look up at that right thumb. Keep that knee bent. And as you inhale, bring those arms back up, parallel with the floor. Straighten that front knee. Reach forward once more. Let the back hip come back a little bit. Keep reaching. And as you exhale, right hand comes down to right shin or thigh. Lift up that left hand. So your arms are kind of making a straight line here. And look up at that left thumb. Again, if you want a crazy core burn, release that right hand. Just let the arms hang freely. If your arm was hanging freely, bring it back to your leg. And as you exhale, sweep that left hand down. Put a slight bend in your knee. Rotate the back foot so you're back on the ball of your foot. Place both hands down onto the mat and bring that right leg back so you're in high plank. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring them down to the mat, flip the toes so the tops of the feet are touching the mat. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, shoot those elbows back, bring the chest forward and down till the chest and the chin meet the mat. And on your next inhale, straighten the elbows, bring the pelvis down, lift the chest. Again, to get the best back stretch, straighten those knees and bring the pelvis down. So the only things touching the mat are the tops of your feet and your hands. As you exhale, bring the legs down to the mat, come back into table, and come back into a comfortable seat, or just a seat. Bring those knees up so your feet are flat on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Let the feet come off of the mat and place your hands behind you and slowly make your way down to the mat, or so that your spine is on the mat and your head is on the mat. On your next inhale, slowly lift up that right leg. Bring it high to the sky. And we did a lot of hamstring stretches, so we're just going to kind of do a baby hamstring stretch here. So keep that left knee bent, that foot flat on the mat, and reach up with both hands. Grab that right calf. And as you exhale, slowly bring it towards you. We don't have to go crazy here because we did do a lot of good stretching. And as you exhale, bend that right knee, grab that right ankle, bring it towards you and let it come up onto that left thigh right near the knee. As you inhale, slowly lift up that left leg, bend that left knee so that the calf is touching the back of the thigh. Bring your right hand kind of through the little triangle that your legs are making. Have them wrap around the front shin or the left shin. Take a deep breath in, keeping that right foot flexed. As you exhale, slowly send that left knee and that right leg towards you. Feeling a good hip stretch here. Just hold this for 2 breaths. And then as you exhale, release the hands, bring that left leg or bring that left foot back down to the mat. Let that right foot come back down to meet the left. And as you inhale, bring that left leg and thigh into your chest. As you inhale, straighten that left leg. Put both hands on the back of the calf or the back of the left thigh. And as you exhale, slowly push the left leg towards you. Trying to keep that knee straight and that foot flexed. But nothing crazy. We did a lot of hamstring stretches today. Oh, my leg is shaking. And then on your next exhale, bend that left knee. Grab that left ankle, bring it towards you. Place it on the top of the right thigh near the knee. And as you inhale, pick up that right leg. Bend the right knee so that the calf is touching the back of the thigh. Bring that left hand kind of in the little hole that your legs are making. Wrap both hands around the front of the right shin. And on your next exhale, slowly push that right thigh towards you for a good hip stretch. But again, nothing crazy, nothing too painful. Just take like 2 or 3 deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, release the foot, release your hands from the shin and slowly bring down that right foot. Bring that left foot down to the mat as well. Straighten the right leg. Straighten the left leg. Take a minute to get comfortable. Close the eyes. Place both hands on your chest or your stomach. Take a moment to reconnect with the breath. And I invite you to take this moment to reflect on the intention that you set today for yourself, for your practice. Once you've reflected, let yourself flow into a place of peace and serenity. If you wish, you can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if not, I invite you to turn over onto your side. Bend those knees. Curl the elbow around the head, or rest the head on the arm. Keeping the eyes closed. On your next inhale, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And that's my class. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, or if you're watching this later, thanks for watching. I'm here every Monday, live streaming. Yeah. And with that, have a great day, everybody. Namaste.